Hi, it's Lady Jane here from Natural Heating, and behind me I've got some Archer stoves. Now I was just starting to put my display together, but I've sold all the smaller ones before I've even got them barely on display. But I've actually done some modifications to them as well, and James Archer that is, has been good enough to take me seriously and is actually making me what I want, because my customers have got the same idea. So I'm going to take this one down because it's sold, and when it's down I'm going to show you against another one sold what we're up to. In the warehouse, and behind me I've got the Archer Challenger Plus and the Archer Challenger, because what was renamed the Plus was the original, the wider one, and James after that made a narrower one. Both are really nice stoves, but I've changed one, made something else. So you might have seen these two stoves from when I went to the factory, and I've actually put them on the floor at the same height. Okay, so they're both the same internal firebox. The one on the right hand side, this one here, is the Challenger Plus, which has convection panels, which basically means, because these panels that's on the side give you more air circulation around the unit to push it out into the room a bit faster, less heat into the walls, so it acts a bit like a diffuser, and it makes it look a bit wider too. So it's a bigger opening because it's a bit more chunky looking, but it still gives out the heat output if you don't need anything huge. Saying that, they've both got big fireboxes. They're very capable units. They can run actually quite low, but they can also really chalk out some heat. So don't underestimate them. Look at them more closely. You see the difference. Now, do you see the extra heat shielding and the wider leg frames? Because the other one will be kind of like that inside. But this one's got returned rounded panels on the front, and the base is actually wider to match, and the top is bigger to match, and you see the convection holes. So if I just lift this top off, whoops, I can't really do it so easy with one hand. These panels are hollow on the inside to let the air out around the firebox, so they are built a bit different, whereas that one there, the top is fixed on. That's just part I wanted to show you, because I said to James, do you know what, as much as I like your newer narrower version, it needs to be shorter. The legs are just too tall, because for a lot of my customers, we want it for a lower fireplace opening. It would be just smashing. So how about, can I change it? I know it's a short leg version because you do a long leg version, but does that mean we can do a Squatty, a stubby? I don't know what he's going to call it, but he said yes. So I cut one down with an angle grinder, and everybody fell in love with it and wanted one. And now I've got James currently making me a pile. And hopefully I'll see some in the next week or so, because I've got more customers waiting on them. I think they're going to be quite popular. Right, so I don't have a palette quite the same, but I've cut some bits of wood up and cut a bigger palette smaller, so we can get them all to the same height. Right, so you see the difference? So these are all exactly the same internal firebox space, and they're all going to pretty much give you the same heat output, except the Plus, which will probably put a bit more into your room because it's a convection body, but they're the same fire, they're the same insides. But the one at the end, the little tiny one, is just the same size as the other two. I've just had it cut down so that it will fit into smaller openings. So let's say you've only got an opening that's 600-ish, 650, the sort of thing in a newer build house that would have had a clear concrete fireplace, so post 66, but you can maybe only get a fireplace opening height at 750, and you might struggle to get any more. That stove is 570 mil high. I've cut it down. And James has agreed this and said he's going to bring this forward once he sees how I get on with it, and we'll likely all have them at a future date. So there you go. There's the difference. And there's a good visible height difference between these two, and they're currently sat exactly the same height. Oh, this is the bottle for my forklift truck to top it up with water for the batteries. Everything's in the road, doesn't matter how much space I make. So there you go. There's nigh on 60 millimeters if I go backwards. Height difference between these two. The height is actually far more visible when I do it from up here. You see? So for our lower fireplace openings, these are going to be absolutely smashing. And they come with some restrictions, and those restrictions are that it has to go on a construction hearth, and we need 400 millimeters of hearth out the front of the unit, which is perfectly fair. It's just because of the amount of heat that will come out the front of the glass with the unit being lower. But I am so pleased we're going to have another lower unit that is a really good quality British made unit on the market, because we're kind of lacking in that department. We're lacking in the short ones for our British style fireplace openings that are built post 66, that were built for open fires originally and can't be opened up very big, but weren't also designed for stoves because they were before that time. And these are going to be our perfect solution, and I am most chuffed with them. Thank you, James.